G'day, I'm Pete Seligman. There are a growing number of people thinking about buying a business in this region, but it can be hard to see what that actually looks like. So to help bring one part of that process to life, I've teamed up with my mates Jason Andrew and James Frank to throw some businesses on the table and share our raw thoughts on each. This is EtA Down Under. We hope you enjoy it. Here it is, the well-established fitness gym practicing holistic wellness. So it's a very cheap price, but when I saw it, including stock, wow, they've done a working capital adjustment. No, when I saw it, I just thought it was more fun just to talk about the concept of gyms, because I know that there are people globally. What's the guy's name that built all his money off the back of the gym? The big buff guy, acquisition.com.
Alex Hormozi. Yeah.
Right. So clearly there is a pathway via a gym to become wealthy.
Well, actually, no, that's not true though, because his shtick is he started owning gyms, but then realized they were shit businesses.
Oh, right. Well, there you go.
How to run. So the meta version is how he ascended was, I'm going to create a coaching program and how to teach gym operators and how to run it at a gym, right? So actually the lesson there is gyms are shit, and I think what we'll probably learn from this is they're not great business models. But if you want to make money in the fitness industry, become an influencer or design the coaching programs to teach the gym owners how to make money.
So what you do is you buy this gym for 240 grand, assuming that it's not going to make you any money, but use it to then build your profile Okay. So it's a very long-term game, this one.
I reckon I'm going to push back on that a little bit, because I think that it's an aggregation. If you understand membership and community, I reckon there's a opportunity that if you're like, I just want to hang out with people at a gym, I like it. I think that you could do. It's not a one and done. I think you have to do like a 5 and done sort of thing. But I think there'd be
you need to scale.
Yeah, I think if you got it right, you could replicate the model. A fair bit, because obviously the big end of town make money out of gyms, like Fitness First guys.
Yeah,
those guys do.
Yeah, so, Quadrant own Australian Lifestyle Group, and they roll up.
And then there's the listed group. There's a listed group who acquired, and then is it World Gym or whatever was acquired by a Taiwanese listed group. So they make money, but it's, I guess, the community aspect is much more than just a singular.
And I do think that makes sense. Like you're not going to be, I doubt you're going to be a financial buyer of this business, right? You're going to be an operator buyer. Not only that, you're kind of probably going to be using the merchandise. So if you're going to be buying, could you actually yourself enjoy being in that environment at the gym, working out, because, if you're not fully bought into it, it's going to be very difficult.
Another private seller.
Yeah. So, and there are some I've already picked up a few little hot tips. So well established, been there for 10 years. It says highly profitable, broad audience, various age groups. Okay. I've got a point to make on that one. Strategic location, foot traffic. Yeah, now this is one that does matter, probably a bit more for foot traffic. Here's your point about community, James. Loyal community.
Yeah.
Great team in place with one long-term staff that is an asset to this. Okay, so it's a really small business anyway. I mean, you're talking about 240 grand. It does say
$50 in business. Wow.
So it does say extensive and valuable business assets worth an estimated $50 included in the sale. I'm hoping for your stuff.
Surely
it's either 500 or 5,000. It could be 50,000.
50,000 probably. Yeah.
I have 50,000.
50K worth of assets. But yeah, the comment I was going to make here, their second dot point is a highly profitable business with a broad audience and varied age group and fitness levels. I actually think that'd be an issue. I think if you really want to grow this thing, my view would be you'd buy it and then go hyper narrow. Like you'd just be like, we only service mums aged 25 to 32 that wear Nike shoes or something. Like you go like really narrow, and try and build out an audience that's because there's all that thing around in the gym environment, like all those different groups just don't mix well. Like they want to use different equipment, which makes it more expensive because you need more varied equipment. They also don't like hanging out with each other, so therefore you need to have all these different times when here's when the gym dudes come and here's when the grandparents come and here's when the kids come. That just screws up your utilization. Whereas if you've got a much more homogenous audience set, you've probably got a chance to grow it a bit more. And also all your marketing and comms and all that sort of stuff. It's like what they've done with the Locker Room, you know, that new gym in the CBD. They've got a very, very targeted audience there.
So Active Mum does this. So I know that because my wife went to Active Mum for a while in the location of us, and then they sort of shut it, went online during COVID. But it's just like super focused on like, oh, you've just had a kid. Hey, we can help you navigate that and manage. Like it's just, and it's like, I think to that point, Pete, you bang on. It's like absolutely nail that niche and just go deep and narrow on that. And you'll end up just getting a very loyal group of people.
Yeah. And even if you take that Active Mum one, even if that group of people only stays with you for a 5-year period, because that's when they're a new mum, right? Doesn't matter because you'll constantly have a refreshed group of new mums, right? But also the other thing that makes me think of is the other thing that you should be able to do with gyms is sell a whole bunch of associated stuff, right? So like if you know your niche, then on the countertop, you're just selling all the stuff that relates to that niche, right? So if you've, honed in on the gym bros, then you've got a full fridge of, keto and like all the muscle chef boxes and all that sort of stuff. Whereas if it's, a different demographic, you've got a different set of merchandise on the shelf. You should be able to sell hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of that stuff on an annual basis to a decent membership. So, hey, look at this. Here's a bit more detail, which is interesting. Now James is going to go looking for the business, but
I already have.
It's in Rocky. So Rockhampton, Queensland. So again, like imagine the niche you could do there. You could do like,
But do you know how many gyms are in Rockhampton, Pete?
I know, but you could have a crack at doing like a high vis FIFO focus. Come and do your workout when you're off swing, like
definitely do that.
I'm pretty sure most camps have gyms, right?
but that's it. If then you don't have your gym, right? So like
true.
This one definitely suits someone obviously who's going to live in Rocky, develop their whole social network around being the gym owner. But I think, to me, the payoff is in the niche.
Yeah, for sure. Again,
in Rockhampton, like it is astounding how many gyms there are in Rockhampton. It could be the gym capital of the world.
But that means it's a roll-up play, right?
Yeah.
Get this one niche, right? And then go and rebrand all of them.
I'm interested in the holistic health angle, and I think I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent as well. So have you noticed there's a lot of all the tech folks are moving into holistic health as a service, so preventative health, or there's different plays on it, but it's not just a gym. Well, gym is probably one function of the whole service that you pay for, but there's also a DEXA scan, they do blood tests, glucose monitoring, all these range of like holistic health services. They charge a premium retainer, but it's preventative medicine, I guess, is what one way to describe it. And I've seen there's a lot of startups and a lot of like venture capital going into these businesses, and I just don't get it. Like I get. I want to use a service like that. Like I will, but eventually, if there's one that opens up near me. But I don't understand to me, the business model is exactly like a gym, except with just add-on services, right? So is all these folks like building something from zero? Like I always thought, why don't you just add those services to your existing gym membership and like, obviously partner with other health professionals to provide that holistic subscription? And like you've basically done that with, having to raise a bunch of money and try to build from zero.
Yep.
And that's again a little bit of a tangent, but you could also then apply that to just the gym industry. It's like, well, if you're a quadrant and you own all of Good Life gyms or the Good Life gym network, why don't you start adding blood tests to as a service? So start adding glucose monitoring as a service. Like, why is that happening?
I reckon that's a really good point, and it's a comment that I make to a lot of startup founders when I've been speaking to them in the last couple of years, when I've been more involved in kind of business acquisition rather than startup. And they're like, oh, I've got this really good idea for XYZ, but I just need to raise this capital and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why don't you go and buy the current traditional business that provides a service in that space, start running that so you get to know your customer, and then incubate your startup inside that cash flow. Like,
exactly.
And you're right. Like, with a gym like this, you've got some momentum, you've got a customer base, you've got like a pre-built kind of market testing platform. It makes a lot of sense.
So talking about that, I just joined a gym so I'm a member of a gym, but they do programming. Like, they've got their own gym, but they do programming. And part of the program is they have a DEXA scan. So kind of that was the attraction. I was like, hey, I just need you to do the program. Like, I've got some broad goals, right? And I'll swim a lot and whatever, but I just want you to do the program so I can just go to the gym, do it, fill it out, monitor some food, get a DEXA scan, and be held accountable. And I said to Nathan, the trainer, the shout out, I said to him, like, your onboarding needs to match the target. So I'm an executive who's time poor. Don't send me forms to fill out. Send me a link that quite frankly, they could fill out and kind of kick off that process, because it's like that frictionless process where I'm attracted because I get accountable, because that's how I have a mindset. And it's like, actually, the groups that should be doing this are the ones that already have a captive audience, and they just drop in a new service at the top. And it's like, oh yes, I'm intrigued at why my blood sugar's low at night. That kind of scale, that power, that scale of kind of, you've got a network, you've got a power, that is pretty insane. To be honest, I don't know why those guys haven't really tapped into that, and maybe it's on their plan. But
I mean, also the switching costs alone, like to change your gym membership is intentionally a massive pain in the butt. Like, they make it so freaking hard to cancel a membership or change it. Intentionally, right, to cut their churn rate. So you're almost like, oh yeah, we can cancel your membership, but you can only do that. It doesn't expire for 6 months from now, so you either pay a break fee, or you just contact us then, and they'll never cancel 6 months in advance. You have to go in and remind yourself that I have to cancel my membership now, or otherwise I'm locked in for another 12 months or whatever. And make it extremely difficult. So retention is already higher, and to that extent, upselling would be much easier, right? Because I'm already on a subscription. If you just ask, your target is, hey, one blood test, like, here are the benefits. It'll only take, 10 minutes of your time. It's literally just walk into that room. There's a doctor there, ready to take your tests. You'll have your results next week, and there'll be a 15-minute consultation. Yeah, it'll cost $100. We'll just add to your direct debit. Like, okay. Like, that's a no-brainer, And so, I'm just curious why that hasn't been a thing. With the existing gyms, and maybe it's coming, is it? But like, that's a clear value add to a very boring business, boring business and elevating it.
The lifestyle gym, they should set up a hub and spoke where you have your hub of services like your DEXA scans and whatnot, and it's essentially just a membership. It's not the gym where you're moving weights or it's actually the gym of the health aspect, the wellness aspect of the gym. It's like, oh, if you want access to this exclusive, pay some money. If Fitness First whacked one of them into the city, you're good as gold.
For sure.
So, that's a really interesting, expansion. In terms of Rockhampton, there's 83,000 people, give or take. And a very quick Google of Rockhampton gym, there's 79 results. So that's fairly saturated.
1,000 people each, including babies and retirees.
And there is a world gym, which is interesting, because like they are the marketer's marketer. So there's a world gym, which has 250 reviews at a 4.4. Good Life's up there. Vibe, Snap, and then you got a whole bunch of these little like one-off, lifting, CrossFit gyms, etc. Which I wonder if it is related to the fly in, fly out kind of.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Cool. Well, that wraps up the final of the 3. So
Awesome.
any parting comments?
I'm
No.
probably not in the gym anytime soon. Not in Rockhampton anyway.
Going to listen, and then suddenly you'll find out that people are coming at you with blood tests in the gyms in the next few months.
Yeah, maybe I've just dropped. Was it Chris Haitley a bit of a gem? Maybe I'll copy my idea and.
That's it.
So it's kidding.
Voice for the commission.
Yeah, exactly. Give me some spicy carry, brother.
Yeah. Stay tuned on the fleet maintenance.
Oh yeah, let us know. Let us know if you replies. I'd love to learn more about that one. Yeah, cool. Awesome.
Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to learn more, please hit us up on LinkedIn. You can find all 3 of our profiles in the show notes below. And stay tuned for the next episode.